We start with the sale of Benjamin Örn. First of all, what are your genuine thoughts about him leaving?
Disappointed for the team, but really happy for Ben. You know, when you work with somebody only for 4 weeks, you still get a feeling for what they're like as a guy, and obviously he played really well last season. He's been in the club since he was 4. And in the end, people always earn and deserve the move that they get, and Ben's done that. So we knew it was always a possibility. We'd spoke about trying to extend his contract, but obviously you're not going to do that when there's a transfer window open. So yeah, we're happy for him to be able to make the next step to go and play for Randers in Denmark, and we wish him all the best.
How does it affect your squad planning?
Yeah, we'd kind of had right back as one of the positions on the back burner, as you know, if the possibility of Ben being sold came up, then we would have a bunch of names that are available to us. Obviously, when the player is sold, it opens up more people to come and make suggestions of players to you. So we have looked just in case, because it would be negligent not to, but I'll be honest, it wasn't a position we were planning for because he was still here. So yeah, we need to go through some names, some more scouting, look at different options. Obviously, the transfer window in many different countries is closed, so if there were players who haven't moved previously, they're going to be more available to come to Scandinavia. So yeah, it affects the squad building quite significantly, because obviously he's one of our best players. So yeah, it's a big hole we need to try and fill. So we need to find somebody who's not only capable today, but is going to improve with the team into the future.
During these last weeks, we have given the fans some insight in how you work with the team, and it feels like the atmosphere is really nice, and you're good at combining the fun and the jokes with the serious work. How do you feel regarding the atmosphere and the harmony in the team?
Yeah, I think it's been good. I think the players have been receptive to the ideas. Obviously, I think when you have a new coach coming in, there's a level of anxiety of what type of guy is he going to be, or how's he going to work, and how does he transmit his ideas. Like, I think when it's time to be serious, we could all be serious, and we have to make sure that we get the job done, because obviously the club has big objectives that we want to try and reach. But I think in the end, you know, if you're going to be a successful coach or a successful player, you just be yourself. I'm quite a funny guy. I like to have a laugh. But I also want to be a winner. So I can have a laugh and a joke with the players and get to know them, and they can get to know me as a guy. But when it's time to be focused on what we're here to do, that's what we try and do. So it's not like we're not a military team. We're not trying to drum into guys into be soldiers to just do these things that we're demanding of them. Like, they're all young guys in the main of it. So I think you need to have a mix of how you are as a person, but how you are as a leader, and what you expect of people. And I think if you make your boundaries clear of what you expect of them, then I think we all work within that. So the players can be themselves. I think you can have a bit of banter more with some of them than less, because you understand them more as people. But yeah, they're a good group to work with.
The game tomorrow, what's the plan in terms of playing time? Because there are 2 games in 4 days.
Yeah, there'll be one team that'll play probably 60, 70 minutes tomorrow. And the ones who play less minutes will play more minutes on Saturday. So there's an element of rotation in that. Obviously, if you play 30 minutes tomorrow, then you should be fresher for training for the next 2 days, and obviously to play the game. So last week training was disrupted because the snow was all over the pitch and it wasn't cleared. Friday again was shorter than normal because of the snow, and then even like yesterday was so windy and cold that it affected kind of the preparation for training. But it is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. We can't change it. So even today we managed to get some more of our ideas forward, and how we want the players to react to second balls. After we lose it or before we lose it, how do we react to counter-press a little bit faster and look at our exit passes. So again, it's the things that we're looking at from the games that we want to build into the style, and what's going to make us successful. We've managed to do, even in shorter training sessions, which have had to be adapted on the day. But yeah, we're getting there. I think we've made a good start over the first 2 games, and with a change of style and a change of mentality, which has been the main things we focused on.
Are there any specific focus points for the game tomorrow?
Yeah, just to build on what we've been doing. I think tomorrow, you know, if we take a lot of risks in the final third, for example, we have to recognise if there's a chance that we'll lose the ball. So if we're not going to be, you know, getting in the box or supporting the ball, it's being in position before the ball is lost to defend when the ball is lost. So try and get the structure around the ball to be a little bit cleaner. I think even from like defensive throw-ins to try and understand more about our structure and where we want the ball to go to from a defensive throw-in so we can win it back and transition a little bit quicker. And then obviously like some teams who are going to be faced with a high press will go high or go long. So how we detach and control the space around where the ball's going to land to pick up more second balls to then make our exit passes and transition cleaner to then get out and create more attack. So more about the second phase and the defensive transition element tomorrow than other things, but the same ideas are going to apply, that we pass forward and run forward and fill the box, which I think people have seen so far.
Are there any players that will not be involved tomorrow at all?
Yeah, we're going to leave out Jakob, so we'll play him on Saturday, but we feel like it's sensible to manage his minutes through pre-season so that when we come to April that he's in the best shape possible. Obviously he's had an injury in the past, so we need to manage his minutes and his load through training. We can load him more in training if we take him out of a game, so we can prepare him more within the structure of the team. But he understands that and I think he agrees, so yeah, it's sensible for us to just rotate Jakob for this one. It gives us a chance to play Demba and Femi as a pair, which we've not been able to do so far. So it's more about the opportunity to build relationships and connections among the team with different lineups, which then gives us more information to work from to make decisions later on. Alex, we're going to leave out. He's still got bruising on his foot. He trained properly today, but again, it's we don't need to force him to play if we don't have a league game, for example. So again, he'll most likely play on Saturday, but you know, I make the decision last week to pull him from the game, and again, it's you want him to play to his full capacity or close to that. So if he can't accelerate fully because he's got this bruise on his foot and it's still causing some problems, he could play, and if it was a league game he would. But again, it's sensible, I think, to take him from this game and try and get him in the game against Hilleröd.
Last question. Are there any updates about the physical status of Max Venson?
Yeah, his ankle's still pretty sore, still quite bad. So I think we're probably looking at 2 or 3 weeks. Hopefully he'll be back for the start of the Swedish Cup against Elfsborg, but I think that's, yeah, that's probably tight to make that, but that's the target.